Hey, hello gang. Thanks for joining me. My name's Dan, and I hope I'll know in just a minute if our sound is working. My old monitors died. Evidently, I'm really rough on equipment. I don't think so. Anyway, thanks for joining me. This is Daily Art Adventure number 604. There, we're official. May 9th, 2019. Who would have thunk it? And I'm doing a 6 by 9 foot painting. It's not really a mural, it's just a big painting, but it's outdoors, so that makes it fall into the mural category, I guess. And I'm painting in acrylics, which means if all goes well, let's make sure we got sound happening here. All right. When you walk to the tab, I can. Oh no, that's not good. Thank you for letting me know, Heather. Uh-oh. Okay, hang on. Okay, let's try this. I'm walking away from the tablet. And can you still hear me? We will find out in a minute, I think. Heather, you can let me know when I walk away. Not when I'm over there. When I'm over here, can you hear me? That's. Oh my goodness! I'm not kidding. No, my in-ear monitor is very valuable, and I should have bought expensive ones. All right, thank you, Heather. Appreciate that so much. Hey, before I start painting, let me unplug you and take you on a little walk. I just want to show you the environment. First of all, here's the house. I'm on a 3rd floor patio. 3 townhouses in a row. You can see the other 2 down there. And there's the view of downtown Raleigh, our fair city. Looking straight down from here. The sun has just gone behind that cloud, so the weather is quite comfortable. So there you go. That just gives you some idea. I don't want to tell you who I'm doing this for or give you any more specific, just, you know, to protect the privacy of my client, but that gives you an idea. And the owners of the house are out for the evening, so I have the place to myself, which is kind of nice. I just don't have to worry too much about don't have to worry about disturbing my clients. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so some of you maybe saw me do this earlier today. Let me show you. I have 3 references that I'm going by. This is a previous painting of the Krispy Kreme. Here's a photograph of the Krispy Kreme, and here, this is a pieced together Frankenstein version of the previous painting. This is a redo. It's tragic. It's first time in my career I've ever had to completely redo a painting. That's another story. I don't know if I get it. The substrate failed on me. So today, now, I'm painting on hardy plank or hardy board, and I feel quite confident about this. Should have done it the first time. Anyway, so, and this, as you can see, this has the grid marks on it. And that's what I use to do a simple sketch. So I did a sketch in watercolor pencil, and then this morning I did the abstract. And it's working quite well because I can still see everything I need to see, I believe, everything I need to see for the drawing. I'm going to take this up right here. And let's just start drawing stuff, shall we? And it looks like I am going to need a little boost to get up here at the top. So And as I have said to you so many times before, every time you do the drawing, you do not just slavishly copy your previous drawing, of course. You make corrections, improvements, changes, adjustments, and so on. Anywhere where you can see where an improvement can be made. These long-handled brushes are really convenient for drawing like this. Just that I'm able to get, so far back from the subject matter is such an advantage. So I think I did the original painting here, same subject matter, about 3 years ago. And I did it in, again, I can't remember, I need to look up the name of the paint company that I used. And the paint didn't fail. It was my sandwich concoction that failed. I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. But anyway, so here I am doing a painting for free. So as you can imagine, I'm rather much in the mood to finish it kind of quickly. I don't want this thing dragging on because all I'm being paid for this job is goodwill. all I'm being paid is I want my wealthy customers to be impressed that I followed through and did cleaned up my own messes. So this is one of those classic clean up your own messes kind of deals. Now I've done more research. I'd already done quite a bit when I did the first painting, but Golden, a Golden acrylic paint company, they claim that their product is the best for outdoor murals. And I think, generally speaking, they're true. But just for a sense of perspective, between you and me, ooh, bug just flew in my ear. Between you and me, and I told my customers this, I said this painting probably won't last more than 25 years. And they both said, oh, we'll be dead by then. Which, of course, may not be true, but anyway. As you saw maybe a minute ago, this is almost straight west. And no shade whatsoever in the afternoon. So it's full on afternoon sun. And so the amount of energy that this painting is going to be called upon to absorb is mind-boggling. We tend to forget, don't we, how many, what's the word, rad is a measure of ultraviolet rays. The ultraviolet rays that our planet absorbs from the sun is just astronomical, and we usually don't think about it until, especially as fair-complected white Northern Europeans, as soon as we get a blistering sunburn. I got a little bit of a sunburn the other day out here because it's springtime. None of us have been out. We've been cooped up all winter, so our skin's all exposed. Anyway, so think about it. Every tree, blade of grass, leaf on every tree absorbs enough energy every single day to fry any of us to a crisp. And the trees and plants absorb that every day. I don't know. I'm just rambling, I know, but that's a lot of energy. And that's what this sign will be, this painting. Not a full day, but a half a day every day. And dang, that's a lot. So it's no wonder that things fade. Anyway, I think the painting will last 25 years. Maybe more if we're lucky. But I certainly hope not to have to come and paint it again. Redoing it once is one time too many. And all I'm doing today, this evening, by the way, all I can do is this drawing. The reason is, and once again, this has been a week, I tell you. The reason I can't do any more than this, so this is liable to be a fairly short broadcast, is I don't have the ideal mural medium made by Golden, which happens to be GAC 100 for those of you who care to know. GAC 100. No, I'm sorry, GAC 200. I use GAC 100 a lot, but GAC 200 is their outdoor mural medium. And I ordered some in plenty of time, but didn't realize that my credit card expiration date had changed, so the order didn't go through. So get this. So this morning, after I left here, I was on the phone calling the distributor, and I paid $78. $78 to get one bottle of GAC 200 here by 10:30 tomorrow morning. Not here, but to my house. Gag. Anyway, it has been one of those weeks, I tell you, it really has. It's been, oh my goodness, there's so many things have gone wrong. That's why they pay us the big bucks. Normally, I'm not being paid a penny for this. Anyway. But can you imagine, I mean, if I didn't do this, how much damage would that do to my reputation in the city of Raleigh? I mean, these are, as you can imagine, these are influential people. Oh my goodness. So anyway, not fixing it was not even there was never the faintest glimmer of possibility that was an option. Not finishing, not redoing it. That was never entered my mind. That was like, oh. As soon as I got the text from them, they said, we need to talk about the painting. I went, oh man, I'm gonna have to do it again. Anyway, it could be worse. There's so many things. Everything could be worse. Think about it. I'm up. Here I am. Got to grow up and be basically everything I wanted to be. Pretty much. Happily married. My wife still thinks I hung the moon or something, as I think she did. My wife and I still love each other. I could go on and on and on. And I get to make a living as an artist. Even if I'm not being paid. You know, every once in a while you have these moments where you get, at least I do, you get a wake-up call. You get a reality check. That's what I'm looking for. We, Nancy and my wife and I, have had some work done, physical work on our house done in the last several weeks. In fact, just today, the house painter was over. We had to have our chimney, the outside of our chimney, which is it's siding like this on our chimney, not not brick, not masonry. Anyway, and it had rotten wood, so we had to have the whole thing outside of it, the whole thing rebuilt, all 35 or 40 feet tall, whatever it is. And we paid decent amount of money for 2 men to come and work for several days. And then today we're paying a man to come and paint, or 2 men to come and paint for half a day. And you can kind of hold your mouth a certain way and say, well, yeah, we paid a fair amount of money. And then I compare it to how much money I make. Ooh. Ooh, my worst day, like today, my worst, I'm not being paid anything today, but you know what I mean, on average. On my worst day as an artist, I don't get paid as little as those guys do, so. Whew. So, thankful. That's a good place to land. Gratitude. So just, for me, a little reminder, wake-up call. Man. I have financial pressures like most people do. I'm not quite in the Dave Ramsey Good Boy Club. We were for several years. And we had 4 cars blow up. 4 cars died. 4 car engines died in less than a year. And we didn't have the emergency fund adequate. So anyway, again, I'm not complaining really. I'm explaining why I'm not a member of the Dave Ramsey Good Boy Club. I was, and they kicked me out. Took back my secret decoder ring and everything. D-O-U-G-H nuts. Doug H. nuts. Funny word. Think of a little kid trying to learn how to read, sounding out this word. Doug nuts. This Krispy Kreme, whoops, yeah, that's in the right place. This Krispy Kreme restaurant is one of the originals in the country, I believe. And the sign, this great big sign, of course, breaks every zoning ordinance there is in the city of Raleigh. You can't do anything like that today. But of course they have, it's been grandfathered in. In fact, it's the last big sign that I know of in this city of Raleigh that is still grandfathered in this way. There was downtown for many years, there was a Firestone service station, and it had one of those great big, 1960s or 70s, great big sign, kind of like this. And for many years, that sign also was, because of its historic significance, it was grandfathered in, breaking all the zoning ordinances and so on. And this one is too. But we were driving downtown the other day, and I said, oh my goodness, the Firestone has sold. The property is sold, and so the sign is down. How about that? So this might be the last big sign in town, which is neither here nor there. It's just interesting. Looking for some tape. Oh, it's beautiful up here now. This is May 9th, right? So in North Carolina, it's just about perfect weather. Man, if we all die and go to heaven, the weather will be just like this all year round. I look forward to seeing you there. Anyway, gorgeous day, gorgeous evening. About 72 degrees right now, I guess, maybe 74. So, as I said, don't need to be feeling sorry for me today. Get to go home tonight, not too late. Hang out with my wife, maybe the grandchildren. And you guys, are you following me regularly? We have 4 kids living, and their parents. We have 6, well, actually, plus one single black woman has been living with us for the last 8 months. So 9 people in the house. One of these days, I understand, we're supposed to have this thing called empty nest. Man, I can't wait. I'm 65 years old. I think my wife and I have had about 6 months of empty nest our entire life. Once again, considering the alternatives, I am not complaining one bit. You know what? If you let me be introspective and serious for a minute. Some of you know we've had our grandchildren. They are now ages 2, 4, 6, and 8. Who do we appreciate? They've been living with us for 8 months. No, almost 2 years now. Coming up on 2 years. And most grandparents, when I tell them that, they go, "Oh my goodness, how do you even do that?" Well, first of all, let's start with their parents. Their parents are our daughter and her husband are the easiest, most delightful people. You know, when you live with people, you really know what they're like. Well, our daughter and her husband are, I don't know what to say. I'll be making all of y'all jealous. They are creme de la creme. Man, they're good people and easy to live with, and they're good parents. So anyway, what I was going to say, that's not what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about, I have come to realize, never realized this before, never. Some of you have, especially any of you who grew up with grandparents like next door. I've never had a full, anywhere close to significant appreciation for how much difference grandparents can make in a child's life. So we are absolutely loving it. We're in hog heaven. Now, don't get me wrong. We'll be part of us will be quite happy when they move out. Part of us will be devastatedly sad when they move out, and part of us will be deliriously happy. You got the picture? But for me, for us both, just the opportunity to build into the lives of these kids, it's just like, man, I wouldn't take anything for the privilege we've had of being able to mold these kids. And it is a whole lot more fun the second time around. There's no question. It is a whole lot. I think when you're a parent, when I was a dad, I was worried about a lot of stuff. Turns out it was all pretty much stuff I didn't need to worry about. But you know, I was a good, responsible dad and felt the pressure of life bills, you know. Turns out I didn't know what the meaning, I thought I had financial pressures. It was nothing compared to what I have now. And even now, I'm not going to let it eat my lunch. Anyway, I grew up, probably like many of you, grandparents were not nearby. They lived, you know, a full day's drive back in the day before interstate, pretty much. You know, it was a 9-hour drive or something like that to Grandma and Grandpa's house. So we got there twice a year. And they were sweet people, but they weren't all that fired up about building into the lives of their grandchildren. They were like, "Oh yeah, nice to see you. Yeah, I love you, bye." Kind of like typical grandparents. I'm sure they loved us to death, but you know, my grandpa never picked me up or said anything to me. I don't remember him ever saying one word to me. That's pretty funny now when I think about it. I pick up my grandchildren, hug them, kiss them, smack them, love them, tease them, teach them, and think, man. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry about that. My goodness. My incompetence continues to amaze. My Mevo camera got unplugged, so without letting me know, it turned off. Sorry about that. And I continued to talk. You can't believe how brilliant I was. I was talking as if somebody was listening for a good 25 minutes or so. And I said all my best stuff, all the best stuff I've ever said. I said in those 25 minutes that nobody was listening. So, sorry, that was it. Easy come, easy go. Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm nearly finished. Just making some messy marks right now. I'm basically finished with the drawing. And the weather is threatening. See that? They were not calling for rain, but so much for calling. In fact, I think I just got hit by a raindrop. So, sorry about that. Short broadcast, short and sweet, probably the best kind. I should probably make all of mine that short. Man, I'd love to keep painting, but probably the rain is probably a good, you know, get the message. I'd love to do some white right now. And I can't use my weather. Maybe I can look at my backup phone. Hang on a second. Let's see what the weatherman is saying here. No, they're still not. They don't see these clouds. The weatherman doesn't see these clouds coming. I'm going to take a chance. It might be okay. It might be okay for a while. Yeah, I'm not sure that was a raindrop I felt a little while ago. So, hope I don't regret this decision. But I'm going to paint for a little bit longer. Just because, doggone, it's so much fun. And it is very comfortable out here. Man, it's comfortable. 72 degrees or 4 degrees maybe. Sun falling behind a cloud. Yeah, part of the reason, and I don't have the, I don't know if I said this before I lost you or not. I don't have my proper Mural medium, Golden. The Golden Acrylic Paint Company makes a medium GAC 200 that they make especially for outdoor paintings. And I don't know if you, I paid $78 today to get it here by 10:30 tomorrow morning. Maybe you caught that story. Thought I ordered it last week, and anyway, didn't. But of all the colors that I think are pretty stable, I would think titanium white would be just about at the top of that list. That and carbon black would be two of the most stable, because they're basically, what's the word? Rock, stone. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of white just for fun. It'll have me a little bit further down the road tomorrow when I get back with the proper medium. If I start feeling more raindrops, yeah, you heard me right, more raindrops, this broadcast will end rather quickly. So I have all kinds of electronics out here it's waiting to get wet. Mess, mess, mess. Well, I said something this afternoon when I was doing watercolor. And I said, oh, I've never said that before. And now I forgot what it was. It was something like, better to under-explain than to over-explain. That doesn't have the right ring. That was the idea. KRSPY. Anyway, it was brilliant. Now if I could just remember what it was. But it was something like, better to under-explain or under-describe, no. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it. Somebody who heard it, tell me what was it that I said. Somebody quote me to myself, please. Anyway, yeah, better to leave things under-explained than to over-explain them as an artist. Boy, that was for me, man. I don't know if any of you resonate with that, but that is one of the main things I need to remember. Better to leave things under-explained than to over. If you're gonna go one way or the other, do too little, not too much. All right, I am playing dangerously long enough. I'm having fun, but I won't be having fun if it starts raining on all my equipment, so I'm going to bid you a fond adieu. I will be back here tomorrow, probably around noon Eastern time, maybe a little earlier, 11 o'clock maybe, and then quit at about noon. So I guess I better get here at 11, quit by 12:30, and then be back hopefully tomorrow evening. We'll see. All right, thanks y'all. Any comments? Nope, I don't see any comments. So thank you for watching. If you enjoy this, please give me a like and a subscription. Old joke, if you don't like it, let's keep that between you and me. I appreciate your company. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.